Hello there, and welcome to week number 7. It's amazing that the semester has moved on so quickly. Week number 7 discusses treatment approaches and prevention, substance use prevention, and that's chapters 15 and 16. Honestly, these two chapters are two of my favorite topics that we cover this semester, and I've been somewhat blessed to have been able to live on both sides of this equation. It seems like substance use issues and clients have been just a common theme in my professional existence since the very beginning. Since my very first day on the very first professional job I had. There's been some days and times I wanted to run away from that, and sometimes I did, but I always seemed to come back, and that's I consider an honor and a privilege. And having this opportunity to work both on the prevention side and the treatment side is somewhat of an irregularity. You don't see that very often, and I have had that chance over a long period of years. So I'm asking folks to, of course, read the chapters and take a look at these really important outside activities, the principles of effective treatment. This document was published years and years ago. Excuse me. That has been updated for modern day interpretation, and talks with us about what is effective treatment, what is effective substance abuse treatment, what should we expect, what should we ask potential treatment providers on our own behalf or that of our family members. It's a really good document. I actually, in the past, I used this document with my clients when I was conducting driving while impaired groups. I would go over this document with them in case they needed additional treatment services after the fact. Also included is a Mind Matters resources for teachers. These are actually like teachers' plans, lesson plans on a variety of substance use related topics for a variety of ages, especially youth. And I thought you might like to see these as well. They're pretty good teaching documents for the general public. I will share with you, I've had the experience of working with adults and youth, primarily in the criminal justice setting, who were suffering from substance use issues, and in the community. And currently I serve youth primarily, ages 13 to 18. And in Northwest North Carolina, we see a significant amount of normalization related to marijuana use and alcohol use are the two common themes that we tend to observe. Of course, opiate issues and the opiate crisis has certainly impacted daily activities for so many of our communities, and we can't certainly step back from that. Did want to share with you a couple of resources. This one is called Reefer Madness. If you're interested in the history of marijuana in the United States and the black market for marijuana, this is a really interesting book. Half of the book is dedicated to marijuana. It's an easy, great read. Eric Schlosser is a wonderful writer, and this was written before marijuana legalization, so it is showing some age in many of our states, but it's still a very good document. As we talk about treatment approaches, Alcoholics Anonymous, this is the big book, 12 steps, and I encourage anyone who wants to work with the substance use population to pick up a copy. You can go to the Alcoholics Anonymous website, read for free, It's in really easy to read format, especially on a mobile device, for example. And feel free to attend a Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous meeting. Meetings are usually open or closed. The general public can attend open meetings if you're willing to respect the process and not participate necessarily, but just be a visitor to listen. Closed meetings are only for members, so you certainly don't want to attend a closed meeting unless you are a member of that or another self-help group. But I was trained in the mid-90s in terms of treatment modalities and processes, and I was heavily involved with particularly one treatment program that was based on the old, what we would call old Minnesota model, where everyone received 28 days of treatment. And the agency's specialization for men was alcoholism. For women, it was cocaine. But taught me a great appreciation of self-help groups, of the idea that addiction is primarily a spiritual problem, and may fit this idea, this concept, may fit many of your own thoughts and ideas about the topic. So I do encourage you to pick up a copy. These are really, really inexpensive. They come in hardback and softback and everything in between. Also, this is a book of meditations. This one's for recovery meditations for hard cases. I actually bought this. It was back in the copyright's 1997. I'm betting it was 1999 or something like that. And it's just a series of daily readings that, especially if you're in a self-help program, is really beneficial to help you keep focus. And let me just read. Suppose we just read one of these. See if I can find a good topic for today. Let's see. How about page 54? Accepting acceptance. Let's read. And of course, I picked one of the hardest ones. Not hard, but longest ones. Recovery is the process of becoming a whole human being. Recovery meaning recovery from substances. The center of which is to know that I am worthwhile and to treat myself accordingly. An important part of treating myself as a worthwhile individual is to set boundaries. Usually, I thought of boundaries as lines of behavior that others were not allowed to cross without receiving some kind of confrontation. This is an important kind of boundary, vital to recovery and to being a friend, co-worker, fellow human being on this planet. There is even a more important kind of boundary, however. It is the line of behavior that I do not cross myself, because doing so would injure me in my recovery. Say someone comes down on me, all self-righteous and judgmental. As an addict, my automatic reactions are to assume I'm in the wrong, to begin justifying myself by becoming very defensive, and then to attack. If I've learned nothing else in my recovery, I've learned that my automatic reactions to most things are dead wrong. Okay, what about my boundaries? I've set a boundary that says no one can treat me like that, and here they go, and are doing it anyway. What good is that? It's good for a signal. That's what. A boundary is crossed, and I can inform the trespasser that he or she has crossed the line. It makes me angry when you do that. It hurts me when you say that, and so on. If nothing changes, and I know I cannot change me. Let me read that again. If nothing changes, and I know I cannot change anyone other than myself, I can change me. The first step is changing me, is accepting people, places, and things for where and what they are. It is not a judgmental wallow in self-righteousness. It's nothing more than seeing what is and accepting that it is so. Then I can change where I am, with whom I associate, and to whom I allow myself to become vulnerable. The one thing I have to accept is my own boundary regarding what I will accept regarding myself. You've done this all wrong. You just don't measure up. You're not good enough. Those are things that people think. The next moment after hearing something like that is important, because in the end, no one but me determines how I feel about me. And I feel about me, how I feel about me is a choice. First, I need to check it out. What I heard might not be what was said or meant. As they say, I know what you believe you understand, what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant. Anyway, if I heard accurately, then I can either choose to feel rotten about myself and how I am not pleasing someone else, or I can accept that that's where that person is right now. I can feel sorry for the person, even love them or her, perhaps let go of it. Where they thank you for your view. Then I can go on, still whole, still worth recovery, and feeling good about myself. To do that, I have to follow the little program poem. Everyone is where they're supposed to be. That means all of you, and especially me. For today, I will work at accepting acceptance. The better I get at it, the fewer bumps there will be on my road to recovery. So that's an example meditation. I might read you something out of AA. Let's see. Most of these are very, very, very long. Hold on 1 second. I will return. This is the short version of the Serenity Prayer that's well known in AA vernacular. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the rest of them to know the difference. And again, when we talk about spirituality and self-help groups and so forth, spirituality is not limited to religion. Religion and spirituality are two separate things. Spirituality, in this view, within the view of AA, is the idea of believing in something bigger than you, the person. And I've had clients who believed in God, in their view, as they see God. I've had clients who believed a chair was their higher power that helped them keep themselves focused and true to themselves and what they were working towards. I've had clients who saw that higher power as something much greater than they were and not be focused religiously only. For many clients, it is a religious experience, but for many others, it is not. Again, if you're really, really interested in this topic, I encourage you to read, and to visit, to talk with members, and to make it part of your learning journey. Thanks again. Take care.